Hey, welcome. Today we're going to talk about the real magic of home staging. And no, it's not just about fluffing pillows. It's actually a deep dive into the psychology of marketing, all designed to make a buyer just fall in love with a property. So, you ready to see how it all works? Let's jump in. Okay, so it really all boils down to this one big question. You see your home and it's filled with memories, right? All your personal touches, but a potential buyer, they're looking at it through a totally different lens. And understanding that difference, well, that's the secret to unlocking your home's real market potential. All right, here's our game plan. We're going to get inside a buyer's head. Then I'll walk you through a super simple 3-step staging playbook. We'll even see it in action with a real success story. And finally, we'll unpack the psychology that makes this whole thing so darn effective. Okay, first up, a buyer's first impression. We're calling this the empathy gap. And it's all about that huge difference in perspective between a seller and a buyer looking at the exact same house. And this slide just lays it out perfectly. On one side, you've got the seller's view. It's familiar, it's personal, it's packed with memories. But for a buyer, all those personal details can just feel, well, like clutter. See, they're not trying to buy your past. They're looking for a blank canvas to paint their future on. And here's the bottom line, right? Buyers shop with their eyes, especially online these days. The whole point of staging is to help them mentally move in the second they see that first photo or walk through the door. You want them to instantly start picturing their life unfolding in that space. So how do you actually bridge that gap? Well, it's all about having a simple but really powerful strategy. Let's get into the staging playbook and its 3-step transformation. You're going to love how simple this is. The playbook has just 3 steps. Declutter, depersonalize, and neutralize. That's it. Let's break down what each of those really means. First up, declutter. And look, this isn't just about tidying up. We're talking about creating room to breathe. When you remove that excess furniture and clear off the surfaces, the home just feels bigger, fresher, and it sends this subtle signal that it's been really well taken care of. And the impact here is huge, especially for those online listings. A decluttered home doesn't just feel bigger and brighter when you're standing in it, it looks absolutely amazing in photos. And since most people start their search on a screen, those clean, crisp lines can make your listing just jump out from the rest. All right, step 2, depersonalize. This is where you remove anything that's uniquely, well, you. We're talking family photos, quirky collections, you name it. The idea is to wipe the slate clean so buyers can project their life onto the house, not feel like they're walking through yours. And this is where the magic really happens. When a buyer can start picturing where their own sofa would go or where they'd hang their art, that visit turns from just a casual look-see into a serious possibility. And finally, step 3, neutralize. This is what pulls it all together. Think soft colors, simple textures, and really good balanced lighting. It creates this calm, move-in-ready vibe that just feels peaceful. You're turning the house into an appealing product for the biggest possible audience. So that's the playbook. Sounds good in theory, right? But does it actually work in the real world? Oh yeah. Let's look at a real-world example that shows just how powerful these 3 simple steps can be. So for this, our story takes us to East Bridgewater, Massachusetts. This is where a homeowner put this exact playbook to the test. So after they did the decluttering, the depersonalizing, and refreshed the whole space, the change was immediate. You could just feel it. The home felt so much larger, brighter, and way more inviting. And here is the payoff. The second those new photos went live online, the showing requests just poured in. And get this, the home sold for above the asking price in just a matter of days. Now that's the power of great staging. So this brings us to the big why behind all of this. We've seen how staging works, but what's the deep psychological reason it's so incredibly successful? It really all comes down to one powerful idea. And this is the key takeaway right here. Staging is not just about making things look pretty. It's a strategic tool, and it's designed to forge a powerful emotional connection between a buyer and a home. Because once that emotional connection is there, a buyer's whole mindset changes. They become more decisive, they act way faster, and yeah, they're often willing to pay more just to lock in that feeling of home. And that's really the ultimate transformation. Staging takes a personal, lived-in space, and it turns it into an absolutely irresistible, move-in-ready product. So, we'll leave you with this thought. Selling a home, it's not just a transaction, is it? You're really selling a future. So the most important question you can ask yourself is this: is your home truly prepared to be the backdrop for someone else's next chapter?